Hey, do you guys like listening to stuff? Chances are, if you're listening to this, you do. Hi, I'm Jack Austin, and with me, as always, Robert Lamb.
Hello.
Hi, Robert.
Hi.
We're here to tell the people about Seven Lamb Productions
Ooh.
and all the wonderful podcasts that we provide to the world.
Yeah.
What do you like? What kind of podcasts are you into?
I like talkie podcasts and I like audio dramas.
What a coinkydink.
What?
We have both of those.
Wow.
The only thing we don't have
Yeah.
is rom-coms.
Sports commentary.
Sports or romance.
Sports or romance.
There is some romance.
And there are some sports.
Hey, I'd say right now's a good time for us to go through the list of wonderful shows that we put out for our beautiful listeners.
Way to put me on the spot. But we have Paralyzed, which is our psychological creature feature.
Yeah.
We got End of All Hope,
Yep.
which is a sci-fi apocalyptic tale.
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
We have Atlas Avenue Beat.
A film noir spoof.
Yeah, we have Story.
Story, which is a different story every season.
And then we have Cop Doctors.
Which is a very silly and goofy podcast.
Now, hold on.
Yes.
You don't like audio dramas? You don't want it to be a planned out podcast sounding like a show? That's fine. We have some talking podcasts for you as well.
You mean like Alter Ego?
Yeah. And Across America.
And Will There Be Cake?
Whoa!
All of these podcasts are just talkie podcasts.
So much stuff. You guys are running out of reasons not to listen to this.
So then they should probably go somewhere where they can find all of our podcasts.
What? Well, wait a minute. Do they already follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Seven Lamb Podcasts?
Well, I hope so. If they don't, they need to go to at least 7lamb.com, the number 7lamb.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Will There Be Cake. I am Robert Lamb, and with me, as always,
Look out!
is the person
There goes
singing.
the
Here
Spider-Man.
comes
Is the
Spider-Man.
person singing Spider-Man, and we'll find out why she's doing that.
No, we
Maybe it's
won't.
just random.
No, it's just
Amber Simpson,
What up?
cool.
Is he
And
strong?
then we also have
Is he
two
strong?
very special guests. They're not special anymore. They've been on the podcast multiple times. They're recurring guests. That's what we'll
Recurring
call them.
guests.
Recurring guests at this point. Like, you guys, I'm not going to introduce you yet. I'm not done. Don't talk yet. You guys would be, like, below the title. Like, we're above the title credits. You know what I mean? Like, it's like featuring blah, blah, blah. Will There Be Cake? But you guys, then we see the regular credits, but you're at the top
Also.
of it. Yeah,
We would be the width.
the width,
Width.
not the height.
No width.
Okay.
The width.
The yeah, okay. Yeah, of course.
No D.
Well,
Width.
he's talking before I introduced him, but Ian Feller's
Hey,
here.
hello, everybody.
And Adam Iben.
Hey,
I
guys.
said that weird. Adam
Yes.
Iben.
I feel like
Fast and
Yeah, too fast.
I haven't been on here in weeks.
it's
Why?
been weeks.
Yeah, how come?
I don't even remember the last day you were on.
I don't either.
Is it because of COVID?
It's because of COVID.
No, it's because of Robert Lamb.
That's your fault.
What'd I do?
No, it's you and your big
You never
boy
call me.
job. You're
Yeah.
always busy now.
That's not. Yeah,
You came around more when you were jobless,
It's true.
Yeah, that is,
That is true. It's so much more fun then.
right?
I had so much more free time to be on podcasts.
And I am more now
Nine
that
more.
we're reopened. Everybody's reopened.
Everybody. Not me, but I'm still working.
You're still reopened.
Speaking of me,
Okay.
I work at a movie theater.
And what kind of movies
And you
do
know
you
what?
like
We're
to
not
watch?
playing any movies, but especially not
Spider-Man movies.
Spider-Man, which would
Spider-Man.
be a great day to be open for, right? We could
If it
we
was, I don't think
could
there was supposed to be
open
one.
and we could place all the Spider-Man movies for Spider-Man Day,
Spider-Man
and people would come.
3 is being
The original?
postponed. No,
Oh, the new one?
the newest one is being
Is it?
postponed because of COVID. You know what I mean?
Everything's being postponed. 'cause of
Anyways,
COVID.
we're celebrating Spider-Man because it's Spider-Man Day.
It's Spider-Man Day. Didn't I say
Spider-Man Day. Oh,
that? I didn't say
I
that.
don't know. I think you did.
that was a
but
long
I was
intro.
just
to
bringing-
Spider-Man
bad.
Day.
It's Spider-Man
We
Day.
get there eventually.
Spider-Man is here with us.
Yeah, little bobblehead
Peter
Spider-Man.
Parker.
Yeah, no, it's not the Peter Parker.
Is it-
It's the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
That is Peter Parker.
But he
Oh
plays
yeah, Peter Parker.
Parker.
Sorry.
Yeah.
For some reason, I
It's not
heard
the
Tobey
Miles-
Maguire. Okay, yeah, it's Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
It might not be. You never know. He could be a
Amazing
fraud.
Spider-Man.
He is amazing. He's got his little web wings.
He's far from
What is
home.
that? What, the little glider things, the web gliders.
Okay.
I don't know what you call it.
Sure.
What do you
I don't
call
know.
them?
Web glider sounds good.
That sounds like a legit thing, right?
Yeah, it sounds all right.
That
It
sounds right.
allows him to go from one point to another point through the air.
Through the air without
Like-
using his web.
Well, he's supposed
Like-
to spin his webs to do that.
Yeah, but
With his
this
web
allows him to
shooters.
do it without doing
he
that.
could float.
Because he goes, yeah, like a helicopter.
That was good. That
Like
was good
tails.
It's it's like Batman. Batman's like, he can't fly, but if he climbs up to a really tall building, he can always
He could
slowly
drift a
float.
little bit.
You can
Float
glide.
He just always has to be higher than like wherever his villain is.
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Do you guys know when Spider-Man came to be?
1963.
1962.
Wow.
I
How did you
was
guys know
close.
that? Did you look at my notes?
Why did you say, how did you guys? Because we can't both be right. She's like, how did you guys know that? We both-
Technically, you are both right. Actually,
Really?
he entered the comic book universe in August of 1962. Hence why Spider-Man Day is August.
Amazing
An
fantasy.
amazing-
An
Spider-Man.
Amazing Fantasy number
Yeah.
15. Yeah, but he had his own comic book in 1963.
Wow,
Which
we
was
both
Amazing
were right.
Spider-Man #1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
So see, you were both right.
That's true.
I'm
You
I'm
know
so
what?
Proud of you
That
guys.
was a good
By my
guess.
tongue, I'm sorry. I apologize, Amber Simpson,
Oh, thanks.
for me lashing
That's
out at
weird.
you for saying that we were both right. Because you know what?
We
we
were.
both were.
We were both right. Yeah.
Have any of you ever read any Spider-Man comic books?
I have.
Yes, many
Oh.
of them.
Okay. What about you, Adam?
Once,
Once?
whatever one was in front of me at that time.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah,
I, don't
I read the
remember which ones I
original
read.
ones. I read like the Amazing Spider-Man ones because I was trying to read like the older comics and stuff. I think his first villain was Vulture.
Oh, I couldn't. I can't
Yeah, I
remember.
don't
I think that is his first villain.
None of us know enough about Spider-Man to do this podcast, but it's fine.
No, I know a bit about Spider-Man.
Okay, well, you should know the answer to that question.
I don't know.
Well,
that. I can't
I'll
remember
look
that
it up.
answer.
I think it
I
is.
don't remember.
Isn't
who
it the
villain was.
Goblin?
No, I don't think
No.
that's his first
Green
one.
Goblin?
Oh, the green one? No, that's not.
Green
Oh,
Goblin.
man. Thought you meant the purple one.
Actually, Spider-Man has some pretty cool. I mean, Marvel has some pretty cool.
I like
villains.
Spider-Man. I've always really liked Spider-Man.
I'm just curious. How did this day come to be? It seems like a weird.
Yeah, Amber, explain it.
Because
are there other hero days, or is it just?
Yeah, there
Spider-Man?
actually
there
is.
is.
There's a Batman Day coming up.
yeah, there is other hero
Oh.
days. I don't know. I don't know who created it. I didn't find that information,
okay.
but it's August 1st because it came out in August of 1962. It actually came out August 10th, 1962. So some like really diehard fans are upset that this holiday is not August 10th. Yeah, but that's fine.
I lied. It's the Chameleon was the first
Camille,
one.
okay.
Oh, the chameleon.
Ah.
Oh, what's your favorite Spider-Man movie, guys?
But the Vulture was in the second one. Okay, he was second. What? What was the
What's your
favorite,
favorite
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man movie?
Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Or we could go with what's your favorite? Well,
I'm
No,
partial
do your
to the. I'm partial to the '70s Spider-Man TV show.
okay.
Oh yeah, really?
Was it animated?
No.
Oh, that sounds
I
awful.
mean,
It was
the
like the
animated
whole-
one from the '70s I like also, but maybe that was '80s, early '80s.
So you're not a fan of the Tobey Maguire ones?
No, they were good.
Who's
I
your
like them all.
favorite Spider-Man? Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland?
I think Tom Holland is
Tom
the
Holland,
best.
yeah.
Like Tobey
Tom
Maguire's.
Holland, yeah.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire's too old, I think, for the role, and
He's
not
okay
like,
in the
not like
first two.
sarcastic
Yeah, he was good
enough.
in the first
he was
two.
fine.
It's just awkward as hell in the third one. And
The third one was one of the worst. I didn't like that at all.
It made the most money out of all of them.
Yeah, but that's not saying much.
I don't
Yes.
know how, but the first
Well,
one.
because the first two were really good, so then
Yeah.
everyone's like, let's go see the third one, and then it just
it's like
wasn't so
really
great.
good. The first one was
I
really
did see
good.
the third one at a midnight showing and paid to see it.
Ooh,
And
that's
that was
actually-
one of those most disappointing midnight showings I've been to.
Really?
The first one made $822 million worldwide. The sequel made $784 million, and the third made $891.
The sequel's considered one of the best comic book
Sequels?
movies of all time.
Really?
The sequel?
Spider-Man 2 is like usually in the top like 5 or whatever of like superhero films.
I don't remember what happened in that
That
one.
was
neither.
that was Alfred Molina was
That's the
Doc
Doc Ock.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Doc Ock one.
yeah. It was
Okay.
good.
Okay.
It was really good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I think the Tom Holland one's kind of, since they're like they tie into the rest of the Marvel cinematic
They're
universe.
kind of different.
They don't have to do they don't have to retell you the origin story.
I mean, like that
For
would
a
have been the
third
third
time.
time
Yeah, they do that too
doing
much.
that. They did that with the Amazing Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield one.
Do you remember at the
They
theater?
changed it a little bit.
Or
The
Martin
newer ones,
Sheen.
didn't they? Isn't it changed a little bit in this Tom Holland one?
In
I
the
think it's a little different.
I don't know if they mention it. I don't know if they really say too much about it though.
Did he have a chubby Asian friend in the
No,
in the
he
comics?
did not. No, no.
for the
or
comic?
a
he
hot
did not.
or a hot mom.
He
Marissa
doesn't- no, it's
Tomei.
his
Oh,
aunt-
come on!
it's
He's
his
saying
aunt.
Sally.
his
You know
aunt, his
Sally
aunt.
Field was the hottest one.
That's true.
Everybody
That's true.
wants that.
Mary
Sa-
Todd. What were you saying, Emerson?
Do you remember we played Spider-Man was the first movie we played in the IMAX.
That was
Which
Spider-Man
one was
3.
it?
It was
three.
Spider-Man 3, yeah.
Okay, that
'Cause
makes
that-
sense because that was 2007.
And the IMAX theater kept messing up, and
Yeah.
people kept coming out for refunds. 'cause it
Opening
just kept
weekend
and it
of
was
IMAX
horrible.
and it broke.
I had to
But I
refund
remember-
like 200 something tickets at one point.
We had a
Wow.
guy. That was when we still at the box office still existed. I don't think we used it, but it was still there, like the stairs up the side or whatever. And I remember we had a guy who came and climbed, who scaled the wall in front of the theater.
Really? How?
Yeah, and there's a bunch of people. I don't. He had a
Yeah, like suction cups.
no.
What?
I think he was just like hanging from something from the roof or something. But
Oh, yeah.
I remember that because there was a shit ton of people like right out front of the doors and like on the stairway of the box office watching him.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty
Spider-Man's one of my favorite like superheroes.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
too.
Spider-Man was a very groundbreaking hero for his time
Because he was like a kid.
because he was a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the 1962, Marvel had come out with Fantastic Four and Hulk, and I think Avengers before. And when Stan Lee and Steve Ditko created Spider-Man, he was an instant hit because kids could relate to him.
Yeah.
He was just a normal, dorky
Right. Yeah.
teenager, went to high school,
He's
liked
awkward.
science.
Joking around.
Anti-
He was
Social.
awkward and exactly like that. And then he did what every kid wished they could do. He got
Right.
superpowers.
He's a kid from Queens.
He's a kid from
Yeah.
Queens.
From Queens.
He's not from Gotham City or Metropolis.
Right, he's from a
Right,
real
it's
place that
real
people
place.
could
Right.
actually really went to. The comics actually used to take place in Manhattan and in Queens. So, like, when you lived there, you would see buildings that you actually knew and street names that you knew, and it all was very realistic. And then, of course, the famous line of "with great power comes great responsibility" has become like a mantra
Yeah.
for
It's an important lesson.
many different things since then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, when he was a guest appearance in Amazing Fantasy 15, he had like a story in this comic just as a trial,
right.
and it was such a big success that they canceled that series and instantly started Amazing Spider-Man #1, whatever
Yep.
it was, a year later. Or
Stan Lee made a bold move, creating a character that had the characteristics of a normal sidekick.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I mean, that's
normally a
what
sidekick.
made the Marvel comics so popular back then, as opposed to the DC, is that those characters took place in reality, and they were all relatable.
Yeah.
They were all like normal people who just happened to get these powers and had to deal with what it was like to be 16 and, on one hand you have to finish your science project, and on
Right.
the other hand you have to stop Doc Ock.
Are you saying you couldn't relate to Superman?
I mean, I kind of find myself a bit of a god,
Okay.
but,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
yeah.
My favorite Spider-Man is Into the Spider-Verse now.
The animated one.
Yeah.
Miles Morales.
I just couldn't watch it. I don't know.
You didn't like that?
Really?
I started it, and I just I got so bored, I just stopped watching it. Maybe it's just me. I don't really
I loved it.
I don't
know,
really
like,
like
cartoon-
animation.
Yeah, I'm not huge
can't
on
really-
animation. I liked
It's
it.
so good. Such a good animated one, though.
I liked like the style of it because it
It
was
looked
comic
so
booky.
pretty.
Like the it wasn't pixelated. It was like I don't know. It was like a different kind of technique that they were using.
I thought it was
for
cool that they
animation.
had Peter Porker in it.
Yeah, they did.
That
was-
was
John.
that was
Mulaney-
my favorite.
John
part.
Mulaney played.
That was my favorite part. Was Peter Porker.
and Nicolas Cage played the film noir one.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was
Oh.
Nick Cage.
Because there was actually a comic series called Peter Porker, the Amazing Spider Ham.
Yeah, that was
That's him.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think all of them were
very cool.
had their own comics. Ones that were in
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, they were all in it.
Oh,
That one's good. I think I liked the Marvel ones. I like both of them. The first one I think I like a little bit more because it was like the first one of like the Marvel films that felt like a little less grandiose. Like it wasn't like an end of the world thing. It was just like Michael Keaton was going to steal from Iron Man,
Yeah.
and he was just like that was his thing. So like it wasn't like a save the world kind of scenario necessarily. It was just Peter Man. Peter Parker trying to stop the Vulture from stealing from Iron
I
Man.
liked it. I thought it was a good movie.
That was pretty cool. Plus,
Pretty
it had
cool.
all the high school stuff in it too, and that was cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it had, Aunt May.
and hot Aunt
Hot
May.
Aunt May.
On AMA.
Yeah. In the comics, Aunt May is like a
I know,
literally
old
woman.
lady. yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, that makes more sense.
Yeah, they got updated a little
Uncle
bit.
Ben.
We already had a Sally Field, and who was, I don't even remember the first one from.
Generic old lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire. She reminded me of the lady in Seinfeld who had her marble rye
The
stolen.
marble rye.
Yeah. Probably different, but still.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
And then Spider-Man 3, I think, is the worst one of of all of them. Tobey Maguire.
Amazing
3.
Spider-Man 2. With
That one was
it
pretty.
was really bad.
That one's pretty bad too.
It's
That's, which one's
it's boring.
that?
Spider-Man 3 is the one with Sandman. Thomas Hayden Church
Oh.
as Sandman.
Okay.
That one was blah. And then Amazing Spider-Man 2
I
had.
didn't really like the Andrew Garfield ones very much.
I didn't really like those
Yeah, me
either.
neither.
He was not
Jamie
a good
Foxx.
Spider-Man.
Jamie Foxx was Electro, but they also had Green Goblin. They had 3 villains in that one too, didn't they?
Too many.
The Rhino.
Sandman. Didn't they have Sandman?
No, that was Spider-Man 3.
Oh, Spider-Man.
But Amazing Spider-Man 2 had Electro, which was Jamie Foxx, and then it also had the Rhino, which was Paul Giamatti, which was really weird.
Mm.
He was just in the beginning and end. And then it had that one dude who was trying to be like the Green Goblin or something. I don't know.
That was just Sony. They had to use it or not. Like I was reading the other day. It's so when the first Spider-Man got made in 2001. No, it came out in 2002.
2002.
But it had the teasers in 2001. Remember when he's hanging from the Twin Towers?
Yeah, the World Trade Centers. They took it away.
But so it's like when Sony acquired the rights to make Spider-Man in '98, they said they paid $10 million for just the rights to Spider-Man, and Marvel offered him the movie rights for the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Yeah.
$28 million.
Yeah, that's when Marvel was desperate.
Jesus.
That's
Desperate
crazy.
for money and to make movies and get out of the bankruptcy and stuff.
And Sony said,
They were struggling.
well, we don't give, who gives a fuck about any of the other characters? We just
my
want,
God.
everybody knows Spider-Man.
That's insane. And then now there's Guardians of the Galaxy movie
now
and like all these
now
other
they're on
characters.
every B and C level character has a movie and people love them.
Yeah.
Now they're
They
just
just
the
keep
highest.
making money.
Now it's just the highest
Right.
grossing.
Yeah, just
There are
yeah.
TV
Franchise
shows
ever.
everywhere. There are movies everywhere. Everybody knows it. Merchandise.
It's like the Netflix guys going to Blockbuster and asking if
Yeah.
they wanted to be part of it. No, thank you.
No, people want to come into the store for their movies. They want to come in and touch the box.
And now the last Blockbuster in Oregon or wherever it is.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh,
People make bad
well.
decisions sometimes, and that's one of them. Marvel has the top, probably like 5 out of the top 10 movies or whatever of box office gross. I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
No more Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
But doesn't Sony still own the rights to Spider-Man? Aren't they gonna
Yeah,
gain it
'cause
back after 3?
I don't know.
I heard
What's the
after
deal?
them,
Wasn't there? Didn't they make some deal? For
they
that
made a
recently?
deal
But
for
the deal ended, right? 'Cause
after
I
the
remember,
third one.
Yeah.
This third one is supposed to be the last one, and Sony says that the Venom movie that they did will tie into the Spider-Man movies that have been out from Marvel. So that means that the Venom movie they did might be part of the MCU, even though they don't. Disney doesn't want that.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Jesus.
They wanted a bigger cut
Right.
from like
Yeah.
any Spider-Man use because Sony had like no good fucking movies for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So they needed to like
Right.
milk that cow a little bit more, and then there was so much backlash over it online that they just kind of buckled.
Right.
Yeah, fans were
I mean, it'll be weird to
upset.
see what happens after the third movie if they kind of decide to keep going with it, or I don't know, come to a new deal or something like that. But it'll be weird to see Tom Holland and I guess Tom Hardy fighting each other.
Yeah,
That's like a thing.
Tom
I
Holland
don't
and
know.
Tom Hardy.
That'd be weird.
I think they'll
TH and
cooperate.
TH.
They probably will.
After COVID,
That's you see that's
That's true.
another way
especially
that those
after
Spider-Man comics were very influential. Is that all of these like famous villains?
That's what I'm saying. It has some of
Started-
the best villains
yeah.
too.
I mean, Venom came out of there. The Punisher started there, and now those are all like super
Their own
huge
things. Yeah.
Yeah,
characters themselves.
That's pretty cool.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
Oh boy. So how do we celebrate this day, Amber Simpson? Or do you have more facts?
I don't have any more facts. Ian knew all of my facts. So
Did I?
Yeah, it worked out
Stole
great.
her thunder, Ian.
No,
All
it's
right.
fine. I loved it. Less work for me. I don't know. You could celebrate by watching all the movies,
I'm not watching all of them. I'll watch
reading some of the
them.
comic books.
I've
That's
done
the
that.
way to do it.
Ooh, you could play the games. The games are fun.
Actually,
Especially the new one
the
on
PlayStation 4 one
PlayStation 4.
is a really good game.
I'm excited for the.
It's good.
I'm
It's
excited
good.
for the.
You would love it, Ian.
You probably
You
would.
You would love it.
Yeah.
It looks
I
amazing
would be
and it's
terrible at
fun.
it.
And it's fun.
And then there's a new one coming out for PlayStation 5 for Black Spider-Man.
What-
But I think it's
which
the
one?
same like.
Oh, Miles Morales.
Yeah, the Miles Morales one.
But it's just going to be like an addition to, like, it's $40 instead of like a full.
Oh really?
Game
It's just
price, yeah.
addition to the other one.
Well, I mean, it's going to be its own thing, but it's going to be kind of like Uncharted Lost Legacy or like that Far Cry New Dawn, like where it's just like not a full,
It's on the
full
same-
game, but it's
right.
the same type of engine. Like,
right.
they just come up with
Whatever.
a different story that's
It
shorter.
looks good.
Yeah, I like.
So there's a lot
I
of
like
things
them.
you could do to celebrate Spider-Man. You
Spider-Man's
could dress up
very
as
popular.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
There was I think Ranker, like one of them ranked Spider-Man as the best superhero of all time.
I think it's one of the. Oh yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
It's definitely.
Do you think he'd
definitely
be
up
in your top 5?
there. Yeah.
He's
Oh,
in
yeah.
my top 5.
He's in my top 5. I
Top
think.
5.
Every
I think he'd be
Comic Con
up there.
I've been to, it's Harley Quinn and Spider-Man. Most
people dressed up as-
yeah.
yeah.
Most cosplay. But I like the Spider-Mans because they all like meet up together and it's funny.
Mhm.
Harley Quinn's a weird one
I
though.
hate it.
It's like
I hate it, Harley Quinn.
everybody likes it because she's damaged or whatever. Like that's.
I don't know. I think
that's
it's
like
just
her
an
thing.
easy thing for ladies to like and dress up as.
I'm not saying she's a bad character. It's just a weird one.
And
to
you could
like,
you
like
can
so
also
much.
be
She
like,
glorifies mental illness.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
really. Like,
Codependent
she's-
relationship.
Yeah, seriously. Mr. J.
If you can also watch the '90s cartoon.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
all
that's
the
true.
episodes are on Disney Plus too. So
Ooh.
if you're too lazy to read the comics or don't give a shit about
Yeah.
reading comics, the Saturday morning
Or
cartoon
can't read.
Yep.
is there you go.
If you can't read, watch it.
There's been a few different.
It's a good cartoon series.
Cartoons.
there's so much Spider-Man
Watch
stuff out there.
it
There's
with
been a few different
subtitles
Spider-Man
on.
cartoons.
That'll help you train you how to read. If you watch it with subtitles on.
Very,
Wow.
very smart.
You didn't
Yeah.
say what language.
Yeah, well, it doesn't. Listen, that's how I'm learning Mandarin right now. Watching Game of Thrones all in Mandarin. Yeah, so that's a lot of ways to celebrate.
Yeah,
But
Spider-Man.
obviously, we need to know though. Do you celebrate Spider-Man Day with a Spider-Man themed cake?
I think you do. It's kind of
For
like
sure.
Spider-Man's birthday.
I
And
think
I've-
Publix
I think
makes
I've actually
Spider-Man
seen, like,
cakes.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
Spider-Man
face,
head,
yeah.
and a Spider-Man face.
Yeah.
Just
See, I don't
don't
wanna-
eat just don't eat the cake while you're reading your comics. You want to make a
You
mess.
well, I don't want a
Or if you
Spider-Man
don't
face. I
care.
want a Peter Parker face.
Peter Parker.
Peter
face.
Parker
Yeah.
face.
That might be a little bit harder to do, but
That's
Spider-Man
weird.
face has been done.
That's weird.
You know
You
what I
do
mean?
the piggy.
Yeah, you want to do the ham,
The
Peter
ham.
Porker.
Peter Porker.
Peter Porker
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Peter Porker. You could do that. Would be fun.
Do a John Mulaney head.
Yeah. I'm going to. I have one of my old employees is like obsessed with Spider-Man. Like she cried that day when she found out about that he might not be in Marvel movies anymore. Obsessed. I'm going to text her a meme of Spider-Man and say, "Hey, that's my plan for today."
Or you can watch that YouTube video of the two Spider-Men spanking
Oh
each other.
yeah. Or what's the
That's
thing
a
where
solid-
it's like the look-alike? What's that meme where it's like the imposter Spider-Man thing? You ever
Oh
seen that?
yeah, where
like,
they point at each other. Yeah, that's from the cartoon, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it?
I just
I don't
like
know.
I like the slapping, just because they're wearing like leather and really spank.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but I guess
I'm
I'll
gonna
have to
pull
look
it.
it up.
I'll pull it up after this. I'm not gonna play it on here. All right. Well, I guess that does it for this episode of Will There Be Cake? Thanks for joining us, Ian and Adam.
My
Yeah.
pleasure. Fun as always.
Oh my
Spider-Man.
gosh. So go celebrate some Spider-Man, climb up a wall, jump off of it, spray something. And that's it for this episode of Will There Be Cake? For Amber, for myself. See you guys. This has been a Seven Lamb production.